What up, boys? We back in action. It's the Dobros, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been ripping and running, and now we back in the factory, ready to talk some more shit. You know, because a lot of stuff's been going down, mainly basketball. You know,
Playoffs.
playoffs. They've been going crazy. You know, they kind of slowed down a little bit. You know, we're getting the less teams. You know what I mean? But now we're at the NBA Finals. You know, we're at the glory, and I don't think that anybody, well, probably OKC, like people probably had them, you know, as going to the finals, but I don't know. The Pacers have definitely shocked me. Like I didn't think
Yeah.
that they were going to make it this far. You
Crazy
know,
run.
I
Crazy run.
I had them, you know, a little bit lower in one of my like kind of middle of the pack of my Eastern Conference teams. You know, I was like, they're strong. They play good basketball. They play good team ball, but I didn't know if they were going to have that like just these playoff moments that they've had, these buzzer beaters, these close games, these comebacks. You know, the Pacers have been feisty, man. They've been playing really good. Um, so I'm honestly excited about this series. Like I
It's gonna
think
be good, man. I think it's gonna be
I
really
think it's gonna
good.
be really good. I like that it's two smaller market teams too, which is
Mm-hmm.
something different. You know, usually we have a Boston, usually we have a Los Angeles, you know, something like that in the mix. You know, LeBron, somebody big like that, Golden State. But to have these two, you know, little smaller teams, smaller cities teeing off, Indianapolis versus Oklahoma City, like what are we
The
doing?
Young Bucks,
This is tough. Yeah, Young Bucks, you know.
Hoosiers. You
Um, yeah, I mean, to before we get real crazy into the finals, you know, talk about the previous series, the Pacers Knicks. I
It was a
mean,
good ass series. It was a
it,
good ass
it, it,
series.
it was a better series than like what like the ending score kind of looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But because the Knicks fought hard in a lot of those games, you know, and then obviously the one game where Hallie hits the buzzer beater, the choke. You know what I mean? It's like the Knicks had them on the ropes a lot. You know, I just think that the problem with the Knicks, I think, and a lot of people are saying it, is they play a lot of minutes throughout the regular season. So I think both of these seasons, last year and this year, they get this far and they're burnt, bro.
I really don't think
I
that's the
think they're
issue as
burnt a
much,
little bit.
though. I feel like it's more that they're just playing through Brunson in the clutch time too much. Like they're just praying that he's gonna make every shot rather than like coming up with a actual plan to win a
Right.
game. Every single one of those games came down to the crunch time, and it was either Cat or Brunson, and they won a couple games because Cat was involved on that. But the other times he was in foul trouble or out of the game or whatever, and it's
Right.
like
But it's like who else is gonna take charge
that's what
though?
yeah.
Like it's like it
Bridges
has
is
it has to
bum.
be Brunson or Cat to be doing it in crunch time. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Brunson's your star guard, you know, and he gets you this far, so you're just kind of gonna trust it, you know what I mean?
But it's not like draw up plays. It's just ISO with Brunson. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. It's
And
like
they could get a little bit more creative with it.
why are we running like the Pacers were holding them off from the ball all game long, and somehow in the late game of the fourth quarter we're trying to force it to them when they know that we're going to try and force it to them, and then we're going to let him try and dribble it out with the last 10 seconds of the shot clock, and he's going to maybe pull a three, maybe get fouled. Like we're wishing on a lot of things that go right just so we can get the ball to Brunson.
Right. And I think they're lacking some catch and shoot guys
Mm-hmm.
that are consistent, you know.
OG played really good.
OG had a good series, but I think they need, you know, like a Trey Murphy or something like that. Somebody that can just,
The DiVincenzo.
yeah, you know, like that would have been perfect. But yeah, they just need somebody like that, man. Somebody that can just kind of camp and just shoot big shots when you need it, shoot big threes. You know, I think that that's kind of where they're lacking. Like you said, it's just kind of a lot of ISO ball. And you know, I know they want to slow the game down a little bit. You know, they're not really a big fast paced
Yeah, half
team.
court.
You know, but I think that if they're going to make improvements, that's the kind of guys they need to look at. You know,
Yeah.
I know, you know, Trey Murphy has been thrown around as somebody that can move around from the Pelicans. You know, guys like that where you can kind of slot in, they can be a good third guy, good fourth option, whatever, and just sit in the corner, hit a big three,
And play good defense.
hit a big three from the wing, play some defense, good on fast breaks. Someone that can just kind of change the pace a little bit because I think that, like you said, they get a little one dimensional, And
I mean, that's what Bridges and Ananobi are supposed to be, but they're just not
right,
sharpshooters
Bridges was
enough.
definitely supposed to be that, and he had some flashes during the season, but he definitely cooled off. Like,
He was good in the Celtic series.
yeah,
He had a couple of like banger games, but I feel like in the Pacers series, like
he was very slow.
and Halliburton was guarding him. It was like they're specifically not putting him on Brunson because he's not that great of a guard or defender, you know.
Right.
Like he showed up though. He showed
Yeah.
up. Halliburton's crazy.
So yeah, Halliburton, he's been just having an insane playoff run.
Yeah.
You talk about
Most hated Igla.
you talk about people that are playoff risers and stuff like that. He's definitely one of those guys. I think he just likes. It's almost like he's the biggest troll, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like he knows that people, are like, dude, Halliburton, like, come on, like, you know what I mean? And
They know
he
we've been betting his unders this whole year.
right, and he in the regular season he just has those times where he just doesn't score. He's just passing the ball. So that's what I was worried about. I was like, is he just gonna be assisting this entire time, or is he gonna actually be taking some kill shots? I remember saying that like 2 episodes ago. I'm like, I feel like they don't have that guy. Like, who's gonna be the guy that's like putting the dagger, motherfuckers? Like in the regular season, I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
really seeing that like on a consistent basis from any of these guys. And then you
Hallie.
get to the playoffs, and Hallie's just like the Reaper, bro. It's just like, and how many times have they come back from like these crazy deficits,
Oh
bro? Like
God.
20 plus deficits where you're like, Indiana's cooked. Then you turn back into the game like 1 minute,
They play
1 minute left
hard.
in the fourth quarter, and you're like, dude, they tied the game up. Dude, it's going to OT.
Mm-hmm.
They're about to win. Like they've had crazy comebacks, crazy playoff moments. Like this has been a hell of a run for the Pacers,
Yeah.
bro. They
Neesmith in
basically
game one.
outcome everything. Naismith, Pascal Siakam, like
Yeah.
bro, they
I'm waiting for Nimhard to have his moment because Nimhard's good too, and he was playing good in the second series.
yes,
But
yeah, the Pacers, bro. Everybody's coming to play. Obviously, like you have a guy like Siakam that just has like experience. He's been in
mm,
the finals, won a championship. So it's like having those kind of guys, and then you still just have a Miles Turner. You still have these like great rotational pieces that come in. Benedict Mathurin
yeah,
still comes
plays
in.
like 10 minutes the first 3 games and then drops 20 back to back.
Right. It's like you just have guys like that. They're a super deep team.
Yeah,
Which
McConnell, crazy,
McConnell, like
crazy.
just a bunch of guys, a bunch of dogs that buy in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They just love ball. You
Except Ben
know,
Shepherd, he's a bum.
and I think that I think Hallie's just really taken over that role of just like he just kind of just likes being the killer. He likes being the killer. He likes
Mm-hmm.
embarrassing. And I think he just has something where he just kind of locks in a little bit, especially when they get down by a little bit and you start thinking it's gonna slip. Like I said, you start thinking it's gonna slip. That's when Hallie starts like doing shit, man.
That one where he got the rebound and then pulled up. He was trying to pull up for a 3 and it was a 2
Right?
to tie the game. I'm like, bro, you're such a demon for that.
Yeah.
Like, who has an open layup to tie the game at the last second and pulls up at 3 fadeaway with somebody in your face?
Right. It's just yeah. It's just that it's just dickhead. You know what I mean?
Like he was
Dickhead.
trying to go for the dagger and
Right.
still like tied the game on
Right.
accident.
He's been going so crazy, man. Like shout out to Halliburton, man. Like Halliburton's really stepped up. I mean, they made it far last year, so
Yeah.
But I definitely wasn't expecting it this year. Like for whatever reason, they just felt like they were a step slower from last year, but
Yeah.
apparently not. And then and then going over to the OKC Wolves series, it just seemed like the Wolves just kind of ran out of gas. Like it
Yeah.
seemed like they were killing, and then it just seemed like they got to this series, and for whatever reason, they just couldn't really find the recipe that they needed to do on a consistent basis. Obviously, it's hard, playing shy, especially in Oklahoma City. You know what I mean? The
Mm.
refs do favor him a little bit, with some of the calls, especially over there. So it's kind of hard to play the defense that Minnesota wants to play. They want to play super tough, super physical in your face, which they were able to play in Minnesota in some of those games, like when they
Mm.
put the belt on them in game 3 or whatever.
Mm.
And like that game, they were really able to just play super hard, super physical, super nasty. But I think going in OKC, I felt like they were kind of being a little bit hesitant with their defense, and it cooked them.
Yeah.
But OKC, they're a well-oiled machine. They just have a lot of players that just play hard.
Dort.
Dort, J Dub,
Mm.
Chet. those guys,
Yeah.
they obviously they just built the
Hardenstein.
team really well.
Yeah.
What's crazy about OKC is that they have so many draft picks coming up still too. I remember somebody saying like this could be one of the worst versions we see of OKC. Like they're gonna keep improving.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna keep improving, keep
We need
drafting
them to
players.
sell.
I know, but it's like the way they're trajecting. Like I don't see how they get worse from here
Yeah,
because
they
they
have
have
like 7 first-round picks in the next
right,
5 years or
which
whatever.
they could use some of those to draft some players.
Yeah.
Obviously, they can use some of those to make trades and like get better. Like if they really wanted to acquire like another star caliber player or another player like that, they can do that because they have so much capital. They have so much room to like make moves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like
And Chase still has like a really team-friendly option for the next like 2 years.
right, and it's like they're
For like 2 more years.
yeah, I think he has to wait like one more year until he can like be eligible for like the supermax or whatever.
Hmm.
So it's like he's probably gonna wait that one more year because like who wouldn't? You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
try to get the most money you can while you're in your prime. But and then adding guys like Caruso, just
Mm.
dogs. They play hungry on defense. They keep games low usually, except for that built to ass that one game. But they keep games really low. Um,
They just want
they're
to
a tough
play.
team.
They want to play like very fast and then slow it down when they want to.
Right.
Like
Control
exactly
the
how
game.
Shea plays. Like yeah, just go into your face as hard as they can, and then get that foul and stop it completely.
Right.
Like just keep you on your toes.
Which is why I thought the Wolves were gonna kind of have a little bit of a advantage here because not to bring it to my team, but just watching OKC when they would play a team like the Rockets that was very fast paced and wanted to just run around, they kind of didn't want to play that way. They wanted to slow down and it almost took them out of rhythm when they
Mm-hmm.
had to play to another team's speed. Where they're like, damn, we have to keep up and run back and forth. It's like they didn't want to play that way. And I thought that the Wolves were going to come in with Anthony Edwards,
Like
with
they
this
did
team,
game 3.
and push super heavy and
Yeah.
just be super fast, shoot a bunch of threes, run around. And I thought that was going to take OKC out their groove a little bit,
Mm.
especially since the Wolves were coming off of two good series win. They took out the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like they seemed like they're riding on this high, and it seemed like they were gonna go full speed ahead. And it seemed like for whatever reason they slowed down their pace.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if they would have kept foot on the gas, just like game three, and really played to their strength, I feel like they would have been a little bit more successful. But I just think that OKC is just really strong,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's hard to blame them. I still think I still think the Timberwolves are a couple guys away from really being a threat. I mean, obviously, like they kind of snuck in, right? Like they didn't really have the best season leading up to
They
this.
they tried really hard to make it back into the playoffs after being like so far behind.
Right, because they were rocky during the season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there was a little bit of a time when I was like, I don't know, Timberwolves might not make it, man. They were
Yeah.
having some bad losses in the middle of the season. Anthony Edwards was kind of scratching his head. So there was times where I was like, I don't know. Timberwolves could be a team where it's like they got potential, but they might be out.
Yeah.
They got their way in and they kind of got a little bit of win, but I still think they need a couple guys, to be a little
Yeah.
bit more consistent, to maybe get a higher seed so they, get home court and stuff like that a little
I
bit
think once
more.
Conley's gone, I mean
Right.
Conley's really really good, but it's kind of getting to that point.
Right. Where he kind of needs to be more six, if
Mm.
anything. But I think they do need a
They need a pure point guard that's like
right.
good. Like if they got Trey Young, they would immediately
That's
be
exactly who I was thinking,
yeah.
bro. If they got somebody like Trey that
They'd
could really
immediately
facilitate,
be like contenders for the championship every
yes,
year.
they would be super good because like
He
you have
likes
somebody
players like Gobert.
right.
Randall can do whatever he still needs to do,
Hmm.
and then they have crazy defensive and both way players.
Right. And then you're not always relying on Anthony Edwards for kill shot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where it's like when the Wolves are down, they're just kind of like, Ant, save us.
Yeah,
Where it's like if you have another guy that's capable of hitting daggers, hitting big threes,
and dishing.
and dishing crazy, yeah, I think it opens up the floor a lot more and
Yeah.
it takes a lot of pressure off Ant, and I think that would be the way the Wolves kind of need to look at how they
Yeah.
need to go for the next like year or two.
And
You know what
they're
I mean?
they're like the same build and same kind of like defensive um, what's it called?
Like scheme.
Liability.
Yeah.
They're the same. Conley and Trey Young are the same kind of like defensive liability, but there's so much more
Right.
upside that it's like that. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just need something like that
And
versus.
Trey's just a better player. Like
I mean,
you
yeah.
take
Now, hey,
right. You take the defense. You take the defense,
chill, wait.
and you go for the upside, younger play, and I
Crazy
think
offensive bag.
right. You get more seats in the chairs. You know what I mean? Because people are going to be hype about it. I still think they probably need a, I don't think they need to sell out, but I think they need a better big overall.
Yeah, go
Like
bear
I think
fucking
Gobert
balls.
can still be good and still can do some things, but I think they need somebody down low that's a little bit more
Mm,
just causes a little bit more scare in the defense as far as scoring. You know what I mean? Because like Gobert, he's doing some stuff, but he's not getting a lot of points. He's not doing a lot.
yeah.
And I think that they would benefit from having an actual big that's down there putting in some like serious work and really like causing some havoc for the defense, which is again just another mismatch.
Mm.
So
So you
uh,
give up Randall and Gobert, and you get Embiid, and
who it
he finally gets out of the East and wins a first round or second round.
well, Wolves are in the West.
I know he finally gets out of the East and
Oh
goes
yeah.
to the West and does it.
Look, that wouldn't be too bad. Depending on how the Sixers feel about Embiid, because they might, there. It seems like they're probably kind of at the end of the little like Embiid,
I feel like they'll get rid of
experience.
Paul George first.
Yeah, well, that's like probably a no brainer, but you know, I think as far as like actual plans, the Sixers might be at the point where they're like I think they could be shopping Embiid this summer.
They
You know what I
better.
mean?
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Right. I mean, you didn't
You got to get rid of him,
you didn't
bro.
do anything this season,
He
so
hasn't
it's
done
like
anything for them his
right.
entire career.
So it's like,
Like you have to win a championship. He's been good enough to win a championship, but he hasn't been available. So
and
time to
last year y'all face planted, bro.
yeah,
Like y'all did horrible.
yeah,
So it's like you just probably just get rid of them, get what you can get, and try to build around Maxi and
yeah.
those guys, And
Maxi's
then
messy.
McCain's gonna be back next year. He was good when he was playing. So it's like you have some potential there. You just kind of gotta
And then you'll have Rudy Gobert and
right,
Julius Randle.
right. Um, they ain't giving up Randall. They give up Gobert though, and maybe like Chinzo or something. Like you know what I mean. Something
yeah,
like they're not gonna want to give up Randall. Randall was good for them. You know what I mean. Randall was putting in work.
yeah,
You know what I
no,
mean.
yeah.
So, but yeah, the Wolves just kind of ran out of steam. But now looking into the series, um, OKC and Pacers a little bit more. Who do you got like personally? I know who I think is probably gonna win, and I know who I personally want to win. And
I think
I
we're on the same page.
yeah, like I think this is OKC's year. I think this is OKC's year. And I'm not saying they're unbeatable or whatever. Like I think the series is gonna be it's gonna go six at least. You
They
know what I'm
got the
saying?
best possible matchup too, though.
Right. So it's like
Well,
it's
not best possible, but yeah,
it's gonna go deep. It's gonna be a back and forth series. I just think that OKC is just riding on a different wave right now, and I think
yeah.
that OKC is going to end up pulling this one out. I think OKC is going to be the champion. However, I personally want the Pacers. I got family in Indy. You
Yep.
know what I mean? I got family in
Look, I was
Indy.
born in Indiana. Come on now.
Right. So it's like, what I'm saying? Shout out Naptown, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm saying some real people live out there, you know what I mean? So it's like,
Caitlin Clark. Come on now.
right. So it's like I wouldn't be mad at seeing Indiana win the championship. And I think they can do it, man. If they keep this killer mentality, if they
Hmm.
keep this underdog mentality,
What the hell?
they can go ban. Yeah, what the hell? What the hell? You know what I'm saying? That song's going triple plat if he fucking wins the championship. Can you imagine?
The commercials that are gonna have that shit.
Oh my god, it's gonna be every single one. It's probably gonna be going on during the finals too. If he hits like a big shot,
Mm.
what the hell? What the hell? Burton? Like you know what I mean? It's like, dude, I
Halle Berry at the game.
I want to see it, man. I want to see the Pacers pull it out. I like
I
the
did
I
too.
like the Pacers. I don't really like OKC like
Yeah.
personally, so it's like I don't want to see them win, you know.
Hmm.
And it's
It's
like
very it very much feels like how their teams have been built through the generations too. Like it feels like they finally got the right combination of time frame on their players. Like they had the Danny Granger, like Pascal Siakam.
Right.
They had the Reggie Miller, like Halliburton and all that. They have Paul George. Like they've gone through this phase of trying to find that right
Both
build.
of them had Paul George. That's what's crazy.
Right.
Paul George Cup.
And Sixers are still at home.
Sixers next year. Put the bet in. Plus 3 million odds. Yeah, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a crazy matchup, man. I think
I want Indy to win so bad though.
For anything, what I'm always hoping for when my team's not in it is for it to just be an entertaining series.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want it to go back and forth. I don't want to see blowouts. I don't want to see shit like that. I want to see
like 6 or 7. You want to see 6 or 7?
6 or 7. I want these games to be competitive down to the end, like fighting, like tooth and nail, like everyone's tuned in. Like, bro, are you watching this fucking game right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I want it to be sick. Like, I want it to be epic. You know, and that's really all I want for it. The only time I didn't want that was Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl.
Yeah, fuck that.
Because I don't like the Chiefs at all, and I wanted exactly what happened to happen. I wanted the Eagles to go in there and just put straight belt to ass. I don't even give a fuck. I didn't even want that to be a close game. I didn't want it to be close. I didn't want the refs involved. I wanted straight belt from word go, and that's exactly what we got. That's the only time I wished for a lopsided championship.
And God got us.
Right.
And God got us.
You know
that was great.
That you know, yeah. That
I think everybody besides Chiefs fans was like over the moon. It was like the best Super Bowl ever.
Yes.
And not even Eagles fans. Like everybody else, best Super Bowl ever.
Right. Except for Chiefs fans and like Mahomes meat writers, like
Taylor Swift fans.
Right. It's like everybody else in the world wanted exactly what happened, and that was perfect. But for this, Pacers Knicks, or not Pacers Knicks, Pacers OKC.
We want to see 7.
I want to see 6. I want to see 7. I want to see competitive. I want to see down on the wire. And I want the refs to ease up. You know, we say this a lot on our shit. You know what I mean? Because we're very like, you know, let the players play. I think that for the championship, I think we have to ease up. You know, we can't just let this be a, you know, flop around thing. You know what I mean? I don't want that to be the storyline. I don't want the storyline to just be like, look at all these calls that Shai is getting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let them hoop.
Like how the Pacers Knicks series was.
Right. Like
that was perfect. I think that was it was perfect.
Perfect. I want that. Just let them hoop. Let what happens happen. If it's a foul, call it. Don't get too into the flailing and into the, you know what I'm saying, we can't touch Gilgeous-Alexander. Like, I want it to just be just hoops, bro. Just hoops. Let them hoop. And let them see what's going on, man. Like, but I'm excited for the series, man. Well,
Chet's gonna eat, I think. And Hartenstein, I think both of them eat. I think Chet eats defensively like 3, 4, 5 blocks a game type shit, and I think Hartenstein like really puts on scoring masterclass.
I think it's the opposite,
bro.
I think Hartenstein defensively is going to be good.
Because he's a bigger body.
I think Chet, since he likes to play on the outside and the perimeter and shoot a bunch of threes, I think that he can be like the X factor because, you know, Siakam and Turner, you know, they kind of just like post up down low, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they kind of guard the wing a little bit, you know what I'm saying? They'll come out and guard. But I think that X factor of Chet, like you're expecting him since he's technically a 5 to be like down low, but he doesn't play down there like at all. So it's like, I think him just like posting up, waiting for Shai to fucking drive in and leaking out and then shooting like big shots like that, shooting big threes. I think that his impact offensively is what could go crazy. And I think Hardenstein, like, he's going to get his buckets, but I don't think he's going to be like the, oh my God, Hardenstein's killing us. I think Siakam can do a good job on Hardenstein. Like, you know, I'm not really too worried. Like, I mean,
I don't think Siakam is going to be on Hardenstein though. I feel like he's going to be on Chet because Turner's a bigger body. Siakam has like more body type to Chet. I feel like he can guard better on the wing.
He's a little bit more athletic.
Yeah, like Turner's not going to be guarding the wing.
No.
And the Pacers aren't dumb enough to let Chet just shoot.
Right.
Like, they're going to put somebody on him. Like, they might even have Halliburton come up and fucking contest him.
You might have to, you know, on switches and stuff like that.
Because, I mean, he played against Bridges.
Right.
He has a crazy fucking reach.
Yeah. I mean, he's lanky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I get what you're saying. Good, though. I get what you're saying, but I still think that Chet offensively is going to be a little bit more dangerous.
It depends on the matchups big time, though.
Yeah. I think obviously Shea's gonna get his,
Mm.
25, whatever.
Caruso
Um,
McConnell.
J Dub is another X Factor guy where it's like if J Dub shit in the bed, then like
Yeah.
there's probably a L. But if J Dub's on that shit where he's just like fucking, you know,
If he's scoring
James
20 plus,
Harden, then
then
like yeah, you know what I mean.
yeah.
So he's gonna
But
be another X Factor kind of guy.
his jellies are so crazy sometimes.
Yeah,
He has like crazy rim control. I don't understand.
yeah, he's
It's like it just perfectly floats in.
right.
The worst looking shot you'll ever see, and it just perfectly floats in.
And you still just have the defensive guys like Dort and stuff like that. They're just gonna run
Mm.
around, cause havoc.
I fucking hate Dort, bro.
I know he's so mid, but it's just like he does exactly what he needs to do on that team, and that's
Mm.
just why he sticks around. But he's so like obviously they're not looking at him as like an offensive threat or
Yeah.
anything. They're just kind of trying to have him run around and like just try to get steals and try to
Mm.
get in the way. You know,
Lakers legend
I still
Caruso's cooking too. I think
yeah.
that's he's gonna do good in the series.
Mhm.
Him versus McConnell,
Right.
white boy wonders. Come on now.
6 men of the year. I don't know,
Utility
man.
guy. Hey, why does every team got a white utility guy?
You have to. You have to. It's the only way it works, man. Only way it works, you have to have that white guy. You know what I mean? You have to have that.
Come in and drive and recklessly and dish it out and get an assist
like
every
like
time.
the Celtics with Peyton Pritchard. Like you just have to have that guy. You have to have that guy. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, we'll see what's going on, man. We'll see what's going on. Excited for this series.
Yeah, it's
To
gonna be
flip it
good.
over in football, not really to dive deep into like what's going on because it's really just OTAs, nothing really crazy.
Mm.
But like, yo, Diggs is kind of wilding, dude.
He
Stephon Diggs.
is.
I wanted to make a point to like talk about that. Stephon Diggs, bro. Like,
Yeah, he's kind of going
I feel like
crazy.
I feel like low key again, not to gas up my guys, but like he was pretty quiet last year when he was on the Texans. Like we kind of kept him under wraps. You know what I mean? Like he was being a leader, he was being a real stand-up guy. Like he wasn't, you know
Mm.
what I'm saying? He goes over there to New England. He's on yacht parties with bitches, pulling out fucking
Illicit drug.
right, pulling out. You know what I'm saying? Like what we doing? You know what I mean? This dude's over here wilding.
He got the honey packs.
Yeah, bro. Like this dude is crazy. Like, and I think he like just showed up to like training camp like
Yeah.
today for the first time. He's like, hey guys, like whatever. It's like this nigga been bullshitting. Like he has been bullshitting, bro. Hey,
What you been up to?
that's how it be though. You know when you go on that bender, then you have to come back into work on that Monday, and they're just like, dude, you've been gone for like 4 days. Like you look like death. It's just like, look, man. You know what I'm saying? I had a little weekend with the guys, you know what I mean? Whatever. He's been having like, I mean, he's been at the Met Gala. He's been
Mm.
like, doing all kinds of stuff. And then the whole like
Wide receiver one.
the whole Cardi B situation too is just like crazy because she's posting pics like the one because he had like that carpet thing that he
Mm.
was wearing at the Met Gala. Then like Cardi B posted it later, like on the couch, like covering herself. It's like, dude, they're being so like dirty with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're just crazy. That's that wide receiver. That's that, like you
Wide
said.
receiver one.
I love that we're not losing recipes, man. We're not losing recipes.
Yes,
We
sir.
still have
He's
wide
about to eat
receiver
this year.
ones that are going. He's gonna eat, bro. He's gonna eat like because here's the thing too is like he's going crazy like on the partying and shit, but like his workout videos of him like running routes and shit, dude, he looks insane. He looks
Yeah, he's gonna
better.
be
He looks
crazy.
better than he did on our fucking team. He wasn't fucking doing all that kind of shit. Like, watch, dude, he's gonna go for a ban. He's gonna go for a ban with Drake May. He's their number one receiver. Who's gonna get targets over him? Demario Douglas? Like, come on, bro. Like what are we talking about?
Come on, booty.
Douglas gonna get work, but Hunter Henry, like, dude, Stephon Diggs is gonna get all the catches. Like, it's not like in Houston, he was playing second fiddle because Nico Collins is the guy.
He's getting 14 targets a game at least.
At least, like, he's gonna be elite, especially like fantasy wise.
Yeah, and Drake May is good at finding people, especially a fucking like scramble drill. He's finding Stephon Diggs.
And someone like Diggs that can run every route, where he can go deep down the seams. He can do zig routes and stuff over the middle. I mean, that's what he was doing a lot on the Texans, where he was just kind of like our little like first down chain mover guy. You know what I mean? Where it's like he's just gonna run a savvy route, savvy 10-yard route, savvy 12-yard route, get open. Where's Diggs? Catch first down. You know what I'm saying? And then he was doing a lot of the stuff that we stopped doing once he got hurt. He was doing a lot of jet sweeps, and we was doing a lot of motions and stuff with him. He's one of those guys, man. You can do a lot of stuff with him. So
and he has a nasty crosser.
And I think that's what the Patriots needed, like another like X factor player like that that can
Oh
just
yeah,
move around and like do like crazier shit than just like
they
I'm
needed a receiver. They
right.
needed a fucking
But
receiver.
a receiver that can do different shit
Yeah,
instead of just like I'm a receiver, I'm just gonna run a route. Like it's like no, I can run up, I can line up at like different
wherever
shit
you want.
and like do crazy stuff. I can be your outside, I can be your inside, I can run intermediate, I can be. He's nasty in the red zone, like you know.
Yeah,
He's gonna go crazy. I just think that it's just crazy how he's moving right now, bro. Like just
yeah,
with
he's
like
wilding.
I mean, and then even like he's supposed to be with Cardi B, and then like he has like three hoes around him, like talking about some like yeah, what's my name? Like this dude is crazy, bro. This dude is crazy, man. Like I just it's like are you supposed to But hey, man, you're a star receiver. You make 100 mil. You know what I'm saying? You kind
Hey,
of just you. It's different rules. You know what I'm saying?
you
Different
just do
rules.
what you do.
Right.
Come
And
on now.
hey man, you pull out a bag of the fun stuff, you know what I'm saying, for the party, you know what I mean? And you could just tell like he's not doing it, you know what I'm saying?
He's chilling.
He had that in the back pocket strictly to just be like, I got something for you. You know what I'm saying? Hey look, don't overdo it, but you know what I'm saying, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Tell him it came from what's my name? Came from who? Yeah. That's where it came from. Tell everybody else. Like it was such a you know what I'm saying? It was such a like W like little play. Like, you know what I'm saying? He did that so smooth. He had that shit in his fucking shirt all day,
hmm
ready to fucking whip that bitch out in front of like three dimes, just like, you know what I'm
On
saying?
camera.
Like, yeah, I don't even smoke, or you know what I'm saying? But hey, let him know I said like, yeah, man, all right, bro, all right, you know what I'm saying? And then just to be, yeah, I'm gonna show up to OTAs when I want after I'm done. Like,
hmm
all right, Diggs, like, you know what I'm saying? But hey, not in our house though.
Yeah,
Texans, you know what I'm saying? You gotta wrap that shit up. You
yeah.
know what I'm
Not in
saying?
Houston.
Hey,
It's too easy to get crazy there.
on God, like we was like, bro, no cameras, no fucking, no hoes, no Cardi B, like no none of that. Like you need to lock in. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? This nigga got out of town and started just doing whatever. And
mm
usually he's like, kind of lone wolf. Like he tries to kind of act like he just out the mix.
Like
And
Jimmy Butler.
right, like
Yeah,
where he's like, oh, I'm not like, I'm
yeah.
just Diggs, I'm just a cool guy. Like I just show up, I just do whatever. Or like kind of played this mysterious dude, and now all of a sudden he's just like in the cameras, like, yeah, I take bitches. Yeah, I'm passing out drugs at the party. Yeah, I show up to OTAs when I want. Yeah, I do whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
Diggs.
go to award shows.
Right. Yeah, I'm at the Met Gala. So what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? You better not drop that football though.
You better
You
not.
better be locked in. Hey,
Better not be Devo
you've been missing OTAs
or IU.
and at strip clubs and shit. Your hands better be glued. If they throw that football, I swear to God, you better come down with that motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if three niggas hit you at the same goddamn time. Better be like Spider Man in that motherfucker. I swear to God, if I see that football touch the ground, if I see a fumble, anything like that, you better be so locked in. You can't bullshit and then fuck up. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
You
yeah.
can't bullshit then fuck up. That's the only thing.
Especially on camera.
Exactly. Like you on camera and shit. Like you can't be bullshitting and then fucking up. That's where Aaron Hernandez was a king. He was doing a whole bunch of bullshit. He never really got caught on camera to the end. And then he would still pull up like, you know what I'm saying, 150 and two buckets. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So it's like, don't be coming out here, oh, like I'm Diggs partying and all this kind of shit, taking hoes. And then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, we dropping passes.
Yeah, you better
You know
not
what
be
I mean?
buns.
Yeah, like come on, bro, lock in. Which he's going to, but like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know. Uh,
Patriots should be good though.
yeah, I'm hyped for the Pats. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, that's really all I had to talk about this episode, man. I really wanted to just come on here, talk about the finals, talk about a little bit of football. Really, just digs. Really, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's OTA, so it's not a lot of stuff going on. Teams practicing. You know what I'm saying. We'll see how stuff gets going once it gets later into the summer and things like that. Once things start popping off.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, we're gonna start, opening up, our discussions a little bit. We talk a lot about sports, but we're gonna start talking about, gaming, music, all types of stuff, man. Just really just sitting down, just talking about everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's going on. You know what I mean? Because we play a lot of games. A lot of games are hot right now. We play games forever. Marvel Rivals is hot right now. Apex, we play Call of Duty, like just everything. Then
CFB.
we listen to a lot of music. We stay in the mix with pop culture a little bit,
We're
stuff
normal
like that.
people.
Yeah, so it's like, in slow seasons like this, where it's just like, obviously in the NFL,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of games going on, there's a bunch of stuff going on, trades, this and that.
But
It's
right now we
it's
watch the
easy.
Rockies win.
Right now we're watching the Rockies win 10 baseball games in like 3 calendar months. So it's like, we got to jumble up the topics a little bit. But yeah, so you'll see a little bit more wide range of us, you know what I mean? So if you love sports, stick around. If you like games, you know what I'm saying, come hang out with us, come hang out with the bros. If you like music, come hang out with the bros. We're going to be talking about albums, shit like that, artists that we think we like,
Mm,
what's hot, what's not. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna get popping. You know what I mean? But that's what we do here in the Dough Factory, man. We just sit on the couch, chill, and talk shit.
mm,
So, and we talk shit
cook
about
up.
anything because we know about a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And you're gonna get our semi-professional opinions on our shit. That's why you tune in.
We talk shit because we know shit.
Exactly. And that's the doper way. So, look, man, we'll see y'all guys next time, man. We love y'all. Keep supporting, man. Keep liking, keep sharing. Honestly, the vids have been doing crazy. The clips have been going crazy.
Yeah.
The comments have
Thank
been going
y'all.
crazy. Like, for us to be such a small channel and for us to be such a small account on everything but
Mm,
still get so much action, like when I see my stuff, like I haven't posted them, we still get like likes and we've been getting follows and stuff like that
mm,
from people even though we haven't like really recorded a vid in a little bit, like we're
and
still getting
shares.
love, shares, people commenting and stuff like that. We see it all. I try to reply to a decent amount of people and engage in the arguments in the comments and stuff like that. So yeah, man, we appreciate it all, and we're just gonna continue on going. We finally got access to go live on TikTok too. I was gonna go live for the draft, but I realized you have to have like a certain amount of followers or whatever. And then they ended up just like giving it to us, which is again a testament to you guys. Y'all are engaging and stuff like that, so they're seeing that we got a little bit of audience. So start looking out for that, especially closer to football and like different times of year. We're gonna go live and
Mm,
what I'm saying, give our reactions to different shit and just have fun with it. So when we go live, stay tuned, and we'll tell you when that we'll post it on the Instagram too if we're
game seven.
live. Game 7, just different stuff now where we can just engage with y'all in a different way in real time. Y'all can ask us shit, talk shit, and just run it up. So we'll let y'all know when we start going live. So
Mm,
be on the lookout for that. But other than that, man, much love from everybody. We just been having fun with it, and we enjoy doing it. So
mm,
and we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere.
we yapping.
All right, boys. We'll see y'all next time. Much love.